I've been seeing this type of content come around my mentions and other forms of internet traffic. And I was going back and forth of whether or not to even try to do a video like this because videos like this tend to be a little toxic to some degree. But I eventually decided that, you know what? The only way to approach topics like these is head on and be direct. And a lot of times, more often than not, you hear about men getting rejected or men um, having these type of issues with women and stuff like that. And for the few videos I've done about this particular topic, I always say that relationships are simple. It should not be complicated. It's about two people coming together in unison and being able to not just tolerate each other, but thrive with each other and stuff like that. So, why don't women approach men, or why don't men approach women? That's the topic of today's discussion, right? So there's some reasons for that. There's some factors that go along the way. So I'm going to highlight a few about why that is. So one reason that's been floating around here is that men are afraid to approach women due to fear of saying or doing the wrong thing in today's post-movement era, resulting in a decrease of approaches women receive, despite traditional gender roles still expecting men to take the initiative. So let's talk about that part. They said men are afraid to approach women due to fear of saying or doing the wrong thing. So in this era of Me Too and Time's Up and other mechanisms that's in place today, right? You know, you got people like Tyrannosaurus Berg. She's out here 1 minute telling you that it is my job to hold black men accountable. But yet, if white men are alleged to do the same thing black men do, then, well, it's my job to go after white men. So when you got that going on, to where an allegation can ruin somebody's life, regardless if the allegation is true, if the allegation is bullshit, or whatever. Just the mere allegation alone will ruin the man. Case in point. Case in point. Have you ever heard the story of Brian Banks? Brian Banks was an aspiring football player. Brian Banks had a scholarship to go to USC. And this incident happened in about 2002-ish. His life took a turn for the worse when he was accused of kidnapping and the R word a classmate. Despite the fact that he was innocent, the combination of poor legal counsel, lack of investigative work, and a broken justice system, because, and especially if you're black, you're already guilty to proven innocent. What's up, Sean? What's up, Ted? Mark Wunderlich? It resulted in Brian Banks going to jail for over 5 years. That's right. Despite the fact there was no DNA evidence on the accuser or on her clothing, no eyewitness testimony, no other evidence to support Juanetta Gibson's claims, he was still tried and convicted. The football career that he was aspiring to have, gone. This man did time in prison for a crime he didn't commit. All because of some bullshit allegations. So, fear of losing your job, fear of getting falsely accused of something. You tell a woman she looks good, and then next thing you know, she's turning around telling the police that you sexually harassed her, or you did something. Well, sexual harassment is more of a civil suit, not a criminal. Not criminal. It only becomes criminal when it's physical. So I apologize for that. Sexual harassment is more of a civil matter than a criminal matter. It only becomes assault or when it's physical. So you could, shake a woman's hand or tap her on the shoulder, whatever like that, and next thing you know, you should be like, "Oh, now stop touching me! You assaulted me." Case in point, look at what Malika Andrews did to Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose tapped Malika Andrews on the arm. Oh, he put his arm around her when she introduced him, and she turns around and says, get your hand from under my armpit." Now, mind you, her hand was nowhere near her armpit, but she had to spew out this fake outrage or whatever like that. And what happened to Jalen Rose not long after that? He was let go from ESPN. So that's two examples right there of why men are reluctant to approach women. It's because of the potential of false allegations placed upon him. And we all know in today's society, if an allegation has been placed upon you, you're already guilty until proven innocent. And even when the facts come out proving that you had nothing to do with what was alleged against you, you still have that stain on your name because you already got people out here with preconceived notions about what men doing and what this person ain't doing and this thing, the next thing. So that's one reason why men don't approach women. Men are hesitant to approach women due to traditional gender roles in dating, while women see these roles as limiting. And the cultural norm of going steady has been replaced by casual hookups. So I've heard this crazy thing to where you have some women out there saying that cooking and cleaning is like a form of slavery. What? So let me get this straight, right? Because I cannot stand when people say that shit. I cannot stand that because slavery is way more than just cooking and cleaning. Slavery is way more than just somebody in the kitchen cooking and cleaning. So let me get this straight. If you leave to go somewhere, you do it on your own free will. No one's holding you against your will or anything like that. So how is it a form of slavery? You got to be careful when you throw out terms like that. And then on top of that, in a way, you're kind of disrespecting your ancestors who's really going through that, who really went through what it's like to be under someone's power and control. Through white supremacist mechanisms. So if you cannot throw out terms like that, talk about, oh man, cooking and cleaning. Oh man, that's like slavery. What are you talking about? Now, look, I'm saying all this, but I'm not trying to, what I'm looking for here. I'm not trying to cast aspersions on anyone or anybody or anything like that. But at the same time, This is the toxic nature that is out here. So my attempt in this video is to address these so-called toxic concerns. Because you got a lot of feminists running around here, running their mouth, talking all kinds of shit, and then they'll sit up here and tell you that, oh man, shit. Men can't handle no strong woman, but what constitutes a strong woman? What constitutes a strong woman? Being loud, boisterous, and obnoxious, that doesn't constitute a strong woman. If anything, that is the complete opposite. And are there scrub men out there? Yeah, there are a lot of scrub men out here. And it does not necessarily mean what's in their bank account. Because just because if you got one person that's making more money than the other one, that doesn't mean that they got power and dominion over them. It just doesn't mean that. So, anyway, men don't approach women anymore due to the negative impact on social media or mental health or the rise of situationships and hookups caused by the sexual revolution and the birth control pill. Look, if you want to live a degenerate lifestyle, there's consequences for living degenerate lifestyles. There's a price to pay for that. There's a price to pay for living a degenerate lifestyle. You are one night you with this woman, another night you with this woman, another night you're with that woman, next night you with that man, or whatever. Y'all remember the TikTok lady that was like, hey, I don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory. You can't take me to Cheesecake Factory. I mean, look at me. I would die if I go to Cheesecake Factory. Now, mind you, she looked like Baby Barney, but she's sitting up there talking about, oh man, I mean, look at me. Do you want to take a woman like me to Cheesecake Factory? Now, mind you, she's not talking to the guy that went out of his way to go to her house, despite the fact that she had him waiting in the car for an hour. She gets in the car with him. He tries to do the whole chivalrous thing to let her out the car, and she's like, no, I don't want to get out. And then she turns on her camera, doesn't interact with the guy who's courting her, but she's interacted with everybody else on social media, looking for approval, looking for somebody to agree with her. Y'all remember that TikTok lady? What's up, Reef? That video went viral. I did a video about that. Now, another thing is, I know some men, not all men, but I know some men out there. Look, if you're not trying to fuck on the first night, man, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're trying to do, right? And then you have some men that goes, well, I go all out. I spend my time, money, resources to try to court you, and it seemed like you're not even interested in me to begin with. And a lot of times, more often than not, some women, not all, but some women are not really into the man like that. They're looking for a free meal. So if I know for me personally, if I ask a woman out, then I'm going to flip the bill. But conversely, if she asks me out, oh yeah, your ass is going to flip that goddamn bill. You're going to flip that bill. And it's not being 50-50. I'm just trying to be fair. Right? Because in relationships, we need to be fair to each other. Not this, well, I'm a woman and by default, you should just pay for me. Says who? So there's that. Yeah, Reef, it's real crazy out here, bro. I mean, the dating game is real crazy out here. So another one that says men may not approach women due to consistent rejections. Women's focus on material possessions and biological factors influence the men's preferences, leading to women becoming invisible in age. Now, if you're getting consistently rejected, there's a common denominator. I always talk about, if you follow anyone that follow my channel for any length of time, I always talk about the common denominator, right? If you've been in relationships, if you've gone through X amount of relationships, well, there's a common denominator in that. If you can't, for some reason, find the right person to be with, then if you're going through 5, 6, 7 different relationships, then the problem is you. If you are consistently getting rejected, but you can't figure out why you keep getting rejected, this is a good time to have friends. This is a good time to have friends. Maybe, or somebody that you call a confidant or whatever. I don't know. Maybe because you don't have enough teeth. Maybe because you have a case of alopecia going on. Maybe because you are a man with titties. I don't know. But that's something that if you are trying to pursue a relationship or trying to pursue someone that you would want to, have pillow talking sessions with, then that's something you might want to ask. Men prefer younger, fit women and avoid overweight or obese ones, while fear of rejection and perceived high standards make them hesitant to approach women. Okay, so in a way, I agree with this, and in a way, I don't agree with this, because what makes you think younger, fit women wants to, be in relationship? Shit, a lot of the time, younger, fit women want to have fun their damn self. They ain't got no time for be stuck with one guy and all that. They want to have options themselves, from what I've seen. Now, could I be way off base with that? Absolutely. I'm just giving you from what I've seen from my vantage point. Your vantage point may be totally different than mine. And I'm not going to say things that everybody going to agree with. I'm pretty sure that someone that's lurking on, watching this video is like, man, what the fuck he talking about? He don't know what the hell he talking about. Look, we don't, as far as like men go, whatever like that. Now, as long as you don't look like somebody that you could prop up on a crane and take out the side of a Dunkin' Donuts, or somebody that possibly could try out for, I don't know, maybe try out to be an offensive guard for the Cleveland Browns. If you're a big girl and you carry yourself with class and demeanor, a lot of times, more often than not, we'll overlook the fact that you're obese or you're overweight or whatever like that. A lot of times we'll overlook that. Now, if you're a wrecking ball, you're sitting up there talking that shit, then now we got to give it to you. And you definitely can't be like nobody that's on my 600-pound life. We ain't going for that. We're not going for no woman that's out there that's on my 600-pound life. But if you're a big girl and you carry yourself with class and demeanor and all that, more often than not, we'll overlook that. We'll talk to you. It said men can navigate the situation of not approaching women by moving to a country that upholds traditional values. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not moving to another country. You see these clowns out here, these, what do you call them, the passport bros and all that? You think I'm gonna move to another country to call myself talking to a female? Fuck that. If you got to resort to that, then that just goes to show you how weak of a man you are. If you got to resort to getting passports and going overseas and just to court women, that means you ain't got no game. I don't have to go to no goddamn on Sudan or no dang on Tanzania or none of these other weird ass countries to call myself talking to a woman. So that reason right there that's been floating out here, you got guys, going overseas, making all these videos, going overseas, trying to talk to women. It ain't no guarantee they'll talk to you. That's another thing. There ain't no guarantee that those women that you're trying to go overseas and trying to court, that don't mean they're going to reciprocate and talk to you. Some don't even like you for the fact that you're an American, period. Just off that. Or you an American? Yeah, I'm not fucking with you. And they're saying that in their native language. So this thing where the grass is greener on the other side, no, it's not. The grass is not always greener on the other side. And take it from me, I was a guy that did 20 years in the military. I've been overseas. Some things in my overseas journey is going to remain there. But I'm saying from what I've seen and from what I observed, it is not all that when you go overseas. What they tell you on TV is bullshit. Hell, some of these social media channels, some of that stuff might be telling you is bullshit. So no, you can't just decide that, what, I'm gonna go get my passport from the post office or whatever like that, and I'm gonna have all kinds of stamps on it because I'm gonna go overseas and I'm gonna bag me all these women. Another thing to that, right? If you catch some of these countries, if you catch an STD over there, guess what? You can't leave the country. You go overseas, fucking around, you catch an STD, you cannot leave the country. So for anybody that's aspiring to be some passport bro or whatever like that, you might want to rethink that. You might want to rethink that strategy. What's up, Talking and Grubbing Media? So to circle back to this particular video, right? If there's one thing that men value more than anything else, right? We don't care about BBLs, we don't care about fake titties, fake teeth, fake eyes, big ass nails that look like eagle talons. We don't give a fuck about none of that. It's simple. It's so simple, it's shocking. Some of you women can't even handle it. You know what men want more than anything else? We want peace. That's all we want. We want peace. We men are simple creatures. We don't ask for a whole lot. We don't care about how much money you make. We don't care about what status you have. We don't care about all that stuff that you possess. We don't care about none of that. We don't care about none of that. We don't care about all that other stuff that you guys project. We care about whether or not you're going to provide peace to us. And I'm not saying that, we're just going to sit up and play video games all day. You can't say nothing. That's not what we're saying. We men can be vulnerable too. This notion that we just got to take it and, we just got to, move on and all that, we got to have thick skin and all that. No, we men can be vulnerable too. We want to talk to somebody that when we're down, that when we have stuff going on, that we are like contemplating with different issues or whatever like that. We need an ear to listen to. We want comfort. We want someone that's going to be like, hey, it's going to be all right no matter what, I'm with you. That's what we want. It's not all this, all these stupid ass videos out here about, hey, I got, hey, how you doing? I'm such and such. I ain't trying to talk to you. I got a boyfriend. All right, have a nice day. So he gets in a Lamborghini or a Corvette or a Bentley or whatever, and then all of a sudden, this chicken head, what, just turns around and be like, oh, well, I understand. Um, yeah, we might have a miscommunication, but I really like your car, and so what do you want? Oh, well, I need a man to take me shopping, and we could eat at Ruth Chris, or maybe at Vice Drives, or something like that. Because it's about the experience, it's about the ambiance. All right, so you want a man that's going to care for you, love you, respect you. I don't really care about none of that. I just want him to take care of me. I just want him to buy me diamonds. I just want him to, take me shopping, and I want him to take me traveling. I want to go overseas. I want to go to Dubai. Get your ass out my car, bitch. This probably ain't your car anyway. This probably a rental. That's the kind of content that's out here. I want him to spend money on me. Okay, so if I take you to Waffle House, ain't I spending money on you? Do I look like a Waffle House type of girl? Yeah, you do look like a Waffle House type of girl. What's wrong with Waffle House? I mean, outside the fact they might have flying cockroaches depending on where you're going at, but what's wrong with Waffle House? Outside the fact there could be a potential, robbery at 3 a.m. after leaving the club and shit. But what's wrong with Waffle House? Outside the fact that you find some, pissy drunk crackhead passed out in the bathroom. But hey, we can still go to Waffle House. And I spending money on you? I mean, with the things going up now, you get you Grand Slam breakfast, you can spend $40 at Waffle House if you fuck around if you're not careful. Ain't that something? Don't we get to spend time and get to, know each other? But then again, I don't agree with this notion that you take somebody on a date just to get to know somebody. That should already been established before you take them out on the date. If you desire to go that far with that person. So I'm just saying. Like I said, relationships are not that difficult. It's not. Relationships is not difficult at all. But we're in this situation now where, people are so-called trying to get theirs. You got people that's so busy trying to get theirs, and then, as long as they get theirs, fuck everybody else. And that's not good neither. That's not good neither. I'm just gonna get mine and fuck everybody else. Now, who wants to be subjected to that? Who wants to be subjected to that? Nobody wants to be subjected to that nonsense. So, and basically, this video, the stuff I've listed on this video is not limited to the stuff I'm saying. There could be other reasons why men are approaching women. Maybe that you got men out here that's more about their career. Maybe you got a man out here that might be focused on his finances. Maybe you have a man out there that might be focused on, taking care of his family or whatever like that. Maybe that kind of tunnel vision is what's keeping men from approaching women. Maybe just don't have the time. So there's that element too. Maybe he's trying to get his priorities in order. Maybe he's at the hospital because, for to address any kind of physical ailment or any kind of mental ailment. There's a myriad of reasons why you got men not approaching women. So I say all that to say this. We as individuals, especially us men, and any women that's having to be watching this video, whatever like that, right? We have to treat everybody that we come across with on a case-by-case basis, which means you cannot take a past relationship into the next one. You cannot take a past relationship into the next one. So one question, whenever, I'm sitting down with somebody, I'm talking to them, whatever like that, one question that really gets under my skin. Oh, why did you break up in your last relationship? What happened in your last relationship? That question right there really gets under my skin. What does it matter what happened in my last relationship? What does it matter? Because if I'm trying to get to know you and I'm trying to curry favor with you, and I'm trying to get to know you, what's your turn ons, what's your turn offs, stuff like that. And then on top of that, I don't really want to be asking a whole bunch of questions in a relationship or if I'm trying to court somebody, because now it feels like a job interview. And you don't want to feel like you're in a goddamn job interview where you're sitting out and with someone and then they ask you all kinds of questions and then you're trying to sell them on why they should be talking to you or why should you be talking to them. That should come naturally, in my opinion. In my opinion, that should come naturally. Now, if there's some questions along the way, that's one thing. But to sit down for 2 hours and constantly have to answer questions back and forth, no. That's not going to take it anywhere past that table that you're sitting at. Because as soon as she says something you don't like, then it's going to be like, oh boy, there's the red flag. I better not mess with this one. So after you go through enough of that, then it's going to be, one side's going to be reluctant to approach the other one because this constant revolving door of, trying to ask somebody this or trying to ask somebody that. They ask you this and they ask you that. And you answering the same question over and over and over again to the point you sound like a goddamn broken record or a skip CD that's scratched. So I can understand if you out there, watching this video and you just happen to hear some of these scenarios that I played out, and you're going in your head like, yeah, man, I remember when that chick asked me all these different questions and all that, and I tell her everything, and I was being open and honest with her, and she still didn't want me for whatever reason. I had a girl break up with me because she told me I was too nice. I literally had a girl told me that she couldn't date me anymore because I was too nice to her. I was like, what the fuck? I had a girl break up with me and told me that she couldn't handle the fact that I was going on my first deployment when I was in the military. And I really liked this woman. I really liked this girl at the time. Matter of fact, she broke up with me on her birthday. Now tell me that ain't some cool-hearted shit. Tell me that ain't some cool-hearted shit. Well, a girl can call you on her birthday and tell you that she can't handle the fact that you're going to be gone. Yep, that happened to me. So there's that too. When you go through that kind of breakup and stuff like that, it can really make a man very numb to dating or anything like that. Hell, I've seen cases to where, women will go on a date with a guy and the date would go so well, but then again, she would call whoever else that, she got 2-3 kids with or whatever like that. And she'd be like, hey, can you come spend the night with me? I've seen that too. So there's a myriad of reasons why you got men out here not approaching women anymore. Men don't, they want to pump and duck, hit it and split it, smash and dash, ground and pound, and I won't be around. That's the type of thing that's going on right now. Hell, I made a rhyme, didn't even freaking had to put any thought in it. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this particular video. Let's see, this is a break from talking sports and politics and stuff like that. And I wanted to give something to this effect, right? In this diatribe that I went on for damn near 40 minutes, if there's anything you can take from this, women out there, right? Oh, and if we see y'all with a group of girls, see like y'all out there with y'all friends and all that, we definitely not approaching y'all. For what? So your friends can sit up there and talk down on us and talk shit about us or whatever like that. Hell no. That's like going to that's like a damn gazelle going in a den full of lions or lionesses. Nah. If I see y'all with a group, if I see y'all in a group, there ain't no way in hell I'm approaching y'all. Why? So y'all can come and cop block? Nah, definitely not. Definitely not that. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments about this. I know I'm going on long enough about this, but it's just something that that was on my mind at the time, and I felt the need to come on and speak on it. But if you're not subscribing to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Last but definitely not least, shouts out to the mighty Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Ho!